LEGOthon. I'm DaHamster. Today I will be running LEGO Batman All Hostages. So, pretty exciting run, and I guess there's not really much to say right now, so I'll get right into it. But as the name suggests, I'll be getting all 25 hostages in the game, and then buying Hush, who's the character that unlocks from that. So I guess I'll just start and count down from 3, 3, 2, 1, start. Alright. Right away, we're going to be getting a hostage in the first, 10 seconds of this category. So we're going to do some 1v2c there. And killing this goon, that's going to get us that hostage right there. Alright, so that's one hostage down. Now we just grab the bomb suit, and we're going to be heading our way through 1-1 here. Pretty similar to Hero Story. It's going to be a very similar category to Story until we get to the villain sections. There will be a couple free play splits and things like that, but alright. Now we have tech suit skip right here. This is a kind of a tricky skip, very precise, but we need to do a batarang clip on this fence in between the wall and the dispenser to get out of bounds. And now we are in the boss fight. That skip saves around 20 seconds, pretty difficult, but it is a fun one. We also got our one hostage for the level. Now we're just going to be jumping off the edge, getting 0 studs. I believe 0 studs saves more in this game than it does in any other game. Saves around 20 to 25 seconds in this game. So, very important to get it, and we did there, just jumping off the edge to lose our studs, and just like that, we're through the first level already. And now we head into 1-2. This one, you're definitely going to see some more interesting strats. I should also save, but I'll save next level. We have a drop and warp here. Which is, these goons are getting in my way. But usually this isn't that hard, but we do that right here. And now we can get these ones off screen to collect that hostage, and now we just continue over to the rest of the level. So we do a drop and warp here. And now we're going to see our first instance of probably the most broken tech. Actually, we're going to see 2 of the most broken techs in this game in this room. E-gliding, which is me repressing the A button in a very precise sort of manner in order to gain some extra height or lose less height while gliding. And I also did a BDJ there, which is a battering double jump. That allows you to get an extra jump off by abusing the fact that the batarang resets your jump animation, or it resets all of your animations. So re-grabbing it mid-air allows you to get an extra jump off, which is very useful in a lot of these areas where you have characters with batarangs. Alright, but yeah, just making our way through 1-2. We're going to see another BDJ here. Lets us cross that very large gap, and then I drop and warp here to finish it all off. And just like that, we are in the final room. This is one of the longest levels in the game, but just like that, we are almost all the way through it. Now we just have a Mr. Freeze boss fight. Yeah. This boss fight is pretty scripted, not a lot of crazy fighting in it, but yeah, just like that, we're about a third through. In this phase, we're just going to be using some 1p2c. This game does have some 1p2c in it, not a whole lot, but one is going to be fighting and distracting Mr. Freeze, while the other character goes up and pulls these levers, gets in position to pull these levers early. And yeah, here we're going to see more examples of like how much 1p2c in this boss fight saves. Pushing these boxes allows you to get movement during these camera pans. Usually you can't move. So actually we're just going to abuse this fact to be able to move these during each other's camera pans. And that's just going to let us essentially half the time that it takes to push these boxes in. So now we're in the last phase of the boss fight, and we get on to some more exciting levels, maybe. And we are going to turn our VSync off. And then we're going to buff our VSync on. And the reason for that is it's going to make our this next level is going to allow a cool skip in this first room. Alright, we're going to save here as well. So here we're going to do a skip called Room 1 Skip. By doing a drop and warp, we can put this person behind the transition. And by, oh, missed it, unfortunately. Going a little too fast. This is very precise. It's a lot harder to get the second time, unfortunately. But it should still be good. Now we want to be moving slowly as we hit this transition so he doesn't have too much speed. And 1p2c we can actually push the Batmobile into the transition, skipping that first room. Another thing to note is this category is all hostages, and even though there are 30 levels in the game, there are only 25 hostages. That's because the vehicle levels don't have them. The vehicle levels are just going to be normal story levels. Another drop and warp here. This is going to skip the second room, even more time saved than the first one. And now we just have this boss fight, which we are going to 1p2c our way through mashing attack with 2 players, sometimes even 1 player. Just basically defeat this boss instantly. Got kind of unlucky there. Alright, not too bad. Now we have 1-4. This is a very intense level. A lot of cool skips, and we're going to be getting the hostage in story as well. Whenever we can, we're going to be getting the hostage in story, because that is just faster, because then you don't have to re-enter and replay. So in Hero, we're actually going to get all of them in story. Because they're all very easy to do. In Villain, there are some that we just can't get in story, which is kind of unfortunate. But here, we're going to grab this one by punching through the glass. Thankfully, that one's very convenient. Otherwise, I don't know that we would be able to get that one if we couldn't just punch it through the glass every time. And now we have Plant Skip. This is a precise BRC that skips the entire room. Very nice. Pretty solid so far. Now, this room, we just do some kind of a fun parkour to skip past everything. We skip the heat suit that we need. Now we're gonna do a little backtrack. What this is gonna do is this is gonna reload an object that usually we need, or usually wouldn't be loaded in. But it's gonna allow us to stand on it in order to perform a skip to reach this level's end level trigger. And I guess we haven't seen any end level triggers yet, but the developers left some doors in these games that allow you to just end the level instantly if you touch them. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to do a BRC on this plant, and I'm going to clip out with lag. Do a pause buffer setup to land half inbounds, half out of bounds, and then I'm going to do a precise blind jump into this out of bounds door to end the level. It's close there, but not quite. There's some goons in the way right now. No. Okay, we are gonna have to back this up, unfortunately. Decent call right now. There we go. And we'll see, I am going to die here because Zero Stud saves more time than taking the death loses. So in this specific instance, it's better just to... Okay, we'll give this another go. This jump is tricky. Oh. The unfortunate thing about doing this with Robin is he can do backflips. There we go. Alright, some time lost there, but not the end of the world. That is another hostage down. Now we just head into our last level here in 1-5. This one has
jump in quickly?
Oh yeah, go for it.
First off, when you have a chance, can you turn up your audio in OBS quickly?
I think it is turned up all the way. But
I can might need to add a gain or something then.
Alright.
But yeah, while Hamster's doing that, we have got a $10 donation from Carcoon, which says, Mr. Freeze is a pretty cool guy. You know who else is cool? Barney. He likes sharks and his name starts with the same letter as Batman. What more could you ask for? And that donation is going towards choosing Barney as the character selection in the LEGO Stunt Rally run, which is up very soon. That's the next run after this, so make sure you... if you want to see another character featuring in that, then go for it. But yeah, back to you, Hamster.
Alright, hopefully there's some gain. Hopefully it's a little louder now. But yeah, heading back through 1-5 here. We're gonna do a drop and warp to skip this gap. We saw some E-glides there. And now we are going to do some parkour to just basically skip this entire part of the level. And then we're gonna grab the hostage as well. Okay. Unfortunately, player 2 jumped down, but we are on a cycle, so it's not the end of the world. We'll just grab this elevator on the way back up. And that is another hostage down. This is another room that we can just skip completely with some E-gliding and BDJs. So we're going to target this so the batarang comes back to me at the perfect time to get over this door. And yeah, this is just another room we can skip. Here we're going to actually see a red brick grab. And we're going to get the slam extra. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to do a tech called SSJing later on. So here we're going to backtrack so Robin is in the correct position. Just missed it there, just barely. Very nice. Second try, not too bad at all. Alright. The final thing that we're going to see in this level is I'm going to grab some studs. And that is going to be to buy some cosmetics extras. We've already had a lot of donations so far, which is great. This is a great run for a great cause. Great marathon for a great cause, I should say. So we do have an incentive where I'm going to buy some cosmetic extras. Disguises, I believe. So we are going to grab some extra studs here to compensate for that. Oh. Alright, so first we're going to try to do a multiplier here. Nice, got some there. Now we're going to try to multiply this purple stud. That'll give us plenty of money. And thankfully it doesn't lose any time to do this because these bosses are on a timer. We did not get it, unfortunately. Alright, and that is episode 1 done. We've grabbed all of the hostages we need. And now we are going to do a quick little shop trip, and then we're going to head to episode 3. Alright. So we're going to go into extras here, and we're going to buy extra toggle. Not extra toggle. I bought the wrong one. Okay, we're going to be buying disguises at a later time, I guess. Because I just bought the wrong extra. That's my bad. I had it ready and everything. Unfortunately, extra toggle does absolutely nothing in this game. So we will be playing 3-1 without silhouettes and disguises, unfortunately. But we will do our best to grab some studs in this level. This level is also very broken, has a lot of interesting skips, and we do just get to grab a fun hostage at the end. First, we're going to do an upward right here to skip building a ladder. We're going to grab the glide suit, because the glide suit is so broken that it's a lot nicer if we go out of our way to grab it, because it'll save us some time later on in the level. So no heart spawns, unfortunately, so we're just going to take a death. Do a BDJ over this wall. We're going to take a death in the goo, because we are going to do a skip here. If using the fact that goo doesn't instantly kill you to clip through this door. So we're going to do a very precise setup. Hopefully that works. Very nice. And that skips that entire room right there. Now we're just going to glide through this room, getting some damage boosts. Unfortunate death. Now we head up to the top of this room where the hostage is, and that's also going to allow us to try to hit another end level trigger. So we're going to do some parkour up here to get up here. We're going to do a lag clip to get over here. And we're going to do a BRC upward by holding our batarang. And now what we're going to do is we're going to kill these guys with a... Oops, did not get them. Sometimes you don't get them in one hit, which is unfortunate. Do a BDJ to gain some height. To get over here. Now we're going to do another one. To try to BDJ straight into this end trigger. Fortunately, we might have missed it there. So we're going to have to lure some of these goons back over here. Very nice. Second try, not too bad at all. Okay, now we are headed into a 3-2, sorry. This first room is pretty simple. We're just gonna kill some of these goons, and then we are going to build this object to do a lag clip through. Then we're gonna do a slightly different strat here. We are still gonna do the water wall jumps. But we're gonna do them right here instead of where you usually see them, and that's because there's a hostage over here that we need to free. Very nice. Now we're going to head over here. We're gonna up warp, skip that whole room. We're gonna do a BDJ to skip this gate, which can be pretty tricky sometimes. But we got it. Now we have cycle skips, probably one of the most iconic skips in this game. By double jumping and manipulating Harley's movement, you can actually skip most of this fight, which I did not do quite correctly there. Alright, that looks like we got both of them here. Very nice. But yeah, Harley has a very tiny window where she can be hit just before she starts doing her backflips and becomes invulnerable. And we take advantage of that by manipulating her positioning and then punching her with 1v2C. That's another hostage down. Now we have a vehicle level, so no hostage to worry about here. But there are still some cool skips for the fact that it's a vehicle level. So we're going to grab some torpedoes for the next room. I'm going to try to drop and warp under the map. Now that we're under the map, that allows us to just like skip that first part of the room that blocks you off, do a backflip to become back like in level with the map, and then we can just do the whole first room. That usually takes like a minute and a half. We just did it in about 30 seconds. Very nice time save. Now we're going to 1v2C grabbing some bombs and torpedoes. Do have to shoot this to get more torpedoes for the next room. Alright, now we are just going to 1p2c hitting Scarecrow with these torpedoes to finish off the level. This is a very fast level. Uh-oh. Unfortunate time loss there. Torpedo did not want to cooperate. Alright, another cool level here. We're going to start off with the BRC on this dumpster, and that's going to allow us to clip out of bounds. So we can come back on the other side, and if you've ever played this level before, you know there's usually a killer moth chase sequence with some puzzles that you have to do. But by doing that BRC, we completely sequence break it, don't even have to trigger the killer moth. That is going to allow us to just skip through that whole first room. Another room that's pretty long, but thankfully we can beat it in 20-30 seconds. Here we're going to do a drop and warp to skip this whole room. We're going to do a BRC here. That... that's really unfortunate. That's actually a soft lock. I don't think I've ever made that mistake. Just punching it like that. Not sure why that happened.
While you're replaying that first bit, can I squeeze in some donations?
Yeah, go for it.
Fantastic. We have 2 more donations. We have Jamie Boy giving $10, saying, "Good luck, Grill. I bid towards Barney as blue is my favorite Barney as blue is my favorite color. Great cause to donate to, so how could I not?" Thank you very much for that, Jamie. That is going towards Barney being the character of choice for the LEGO Stunt Rally run coming up after this. We also have Harv donating $15, saying, "Good luck to all runners. I will raise the stakes and put this towards Chip for LEGO Racers." So Chip is now on $15 for that. I think Harv means for the LEGO Stunt Rally run. So Chip is now on $15, and we have Barney on $20 for that. Back to you, Hamster.
Alright. So yeah, doing some 1p2c, didn't break the arcade machine this time. We grabbed that hostage. And now we're going to do a BRC, and we can skip this whole room as well. So yeah, now we're in the final room already. We have some cool Killer Moth boss fight cycles here. We're also gonna just punch him right here. push that battery in. And now we are going to grab the tech suit with Robin. And that's going to allow us to turn on this light bulb, which is going to sort of take advantage of Killer Moth's weakness here. See if we get the cycle. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I did not, unfortunately. Usually we'd get 0 studs in this level, but because I bought the wrong extra, I'll be sort of adapting on the fly and grabbing some more studs. Very nice. Alright, now we're heading into 3-5, one of my personal favorite levels. A lot of really cool skips coming up, another end level trigger. The hostage at the start is actually pretty easy. Very nice. Now we're going to do a BRC off of this turnstile. We have to turn it to a very precise angle. And then BRC off of it. There we go. Definitely not the easiest skip. I'm gonna grab that one right there. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna grab a purple stud just to be safe. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe we won't be grabbing that purple stud. Never mind. BDJ right over through there. That actually skips a camera pan. We're going to grab the glide suit right here. And we have to pull these levers. This is actually pretty precise. But we got it. Usually you're meant to have 2 players do that. Grab some of these blue studs. And that should put us more on track for the studs we need. Now we're going to do the skip called Holy Skip, probably the most iconic skip in the game. You get to skip this entire final room by doing 12 precise E-glides. Or 10. And hitting the end level trigger from behind. Very difficult skip, but saves a lot of time. Just like that, we are out of episode 3. Now we go on to episode 2. So we have 8 hostages right now, which is right on track. And the cool thing about hostages in this game, I should explain, is that hostages, you don't have to save and exit. They're automatically entered to your total for the save file when you get them. So we're going to sort of abuse that in the villain levels, because we don't have to play all of the -5 disguise and silhouettes. There we go. Maybe we turn silhouettes off. I think disguise will just be more fun. And yeah, now we're heading into episode 2. This actually has a pretty interesting hostage with a cool strategy. The rest of the level is pretty cool as well. This is another very iconic level from this game. We're going to do some cool parkour here to skip this first room. We're actually going to use another BDJ. You'll see BDJs are one of just like the most commonly used tech in the hero versions of this game. To let us skip building that ladder. And now we're going to do some E-glides to just skip over this entire room. This really shows how broken E-glides are. We're going to try to do a tricky one. Skip a camera pan trigger. Very precise. Got it. That's very cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to land over here to bait these goons off of the edge while we are going to get this hostage. And what we're going to do is we're not going to set a respawn, so I can just take a death, respawn up here, and the goons aren't around to bother me. Pull those levers. Again, those levels are meant for 2 players, so pulling them with just one person is pretty precise. Fortunately missed the 0 cycle there. Very nice. That's another level down. 2-2. This is our last vehicle level of Hero. So, again, no hostage, but this is still a pretty cool level. We're going to do a cool little exploit where we're going to shoot this torpedo through a solid wall and then drop and warp player 2 to the other side, hopefully. Maybe not. That's fine, we can call him into this room. This level is a lot more about movement, as I say, as I like mess up the movement, than it is like a bunch of skips, like a lot of the levels, but... And just like that, we are in the last room. This is a pretty notorious room. We're going to be trying to grab these bombs and drag them into the sub. Very nice. No blanks is always a good sign. And yeah, we are out of that level. Time for 2-3 now. This is another cool level, a lot of cool movement and skips in it. Right away, we're going to do a swap warp. The AI here is bugged, so by swapping at the right spot, he will just jump straight through. Now we're going to make our way through this room. Usually you see me do a BDJ trick on that left side. But because we need to get the hostage, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and do a different skip. Unfortunate death there. Can't really predict being shot like that. But yeah, we want to get a wall jump here, and we're going to catch ourselves in bounds and then hit the door just in time. Get the glide suit, because again, the glide suit is very broken. Common theme. Whenever we get the glide suit, just about whenever we can. Do a BRC into that door. Do a BDJ to help us cross this gap with an E-glide, or with E-glides. And so yeah, we're just going to E-glide through the rest of the level. We are going to grab some studs here. Unfortunately, no multiplier. That's fine. Did my best. Now we're just going to try to stand on these boxes, push Croc away. Each one saves about 3/4 of a second, so getting as many as we can. Alright, very nice. Just a few more levels to go. For the hero portion, that is. So right away, we're going to go into the bonus room. And it may seem kind of silly, because this is not usually how you would go about beating the room, but there's actually a perfectly placed box that lets you lag clip into the transition on the other side of that wall. The hostage for this level is right here. You'll sort of see a pattern of just the hostages being pretty easy in general. Yeah, we're almost through the whole level already. This one's gone pretty smoothly so far. The crocodiles here are annoying, so we want to avoid them. Because there are no respawns on that boat. It's not considered solid ground, so you do need to be careful around it. You want to be at 7, well, probably a 7 hearts in the boat. Unfortunately, I'm at a low number now, so if I see some crocodiles on the way, I'm just going to try to take a death. Actually, maybe I can protect myself here. Unfortunately, did not. Alright. Oh. Alright. Yeah, we just fight this man-bat boss fight. Push this little phone thing to make some noises that hurt his ears. And that is the second to last level of Hero. And the nice thing about Hero is we can get every single one in story. So really, all we have to do at this point is just get this last hostage, and then we never have to come back to the hero side, which is a long walk. We can just go onto villain and finish things up over there. We have some cool parkour through this room that we can do. Very nice. That is our last hostage of Hero. That jump kick is not easy to slide up the wall, so I'm glad I got that first try. And that's 2 penguin bombs down. Now all we have to do is go ahead and these last 2, and then we're going to see another quick kill. Sort of like the one that we did in 2-1, where we're going to drag the boss into some sort of plane that kills them. I'm also going to do some 1P2C here. Pull these levers ahead of time for Penguin so that he can just head left straight away. It's sort of a smaller time save, but... And now, because I'm up top here, Penguin moves left to sort of follow Batman. And we drag him into the kill plane, get 0 studs, and finish off Hero. So that is the Hero side. Now we just have Villain left over.
Can I jump in with a quick message?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, as we have been mentioning, we have 2 upcoming bid wars. We have the bid war for LEGO Stunt Rally to choose the starting player. Currently, Barney is in the lead for that with $20, followed by Chip with $15. And then the other 2, Lucky and Wrench, still on $0 at the moment, but we still have until the end of this run, really, to get those donations in. And then immediately after that, we have another bid war for Football Mania to choose the player for that game out of Redbeard and Captain Click. Again, we don't have too much time for either of those bid wars, so if you want to get those, if you want to change the starting character for them, make sure you get those donations in, and make sure you, when you donate, you specify in the message description what incentive you are going for. You can also write a message, and the host will read that message out on stream. But yeah, back to you, Hamster.
Alright, yeah, so now we are on the villain side. Sort of different style. No more BDJs, because these characters no longer have batarangs. But we still will be getting a lot of our hostages in story here, making our way through. Won't be anything super different from what you've seen until we get to the -5 levels. But yeah, just making our way through this room 1. Did some parkour, some drop-in warps, and some 1P2C to fight these police officers that are getting in our way. We're going to go ahead and once more get that hostage through the window. And we're we're going to parkour our way through this room. Do some wall jumps on this collision that is very poorly made. It's advantageous to us for sure, because we can just jump through and hit the trigger from above. Let's do a little exploit there to gain some height early to use our mind control. One P2C these builds. Very nice. We are through 4-1. Very, very fast level in this category. (4-2) also has some very interesting skips coming up. We'll see also, while we were reading that donation, I bought the Slam Extra. That's really going to help out for some of these hostages that we have to get in free play segments where we have Batman. Okay, we're going to do a precise jump to land exactly on this pole. And then jump kick over. Not the easiest, but we got a second try, which isn't too bad. We get a free hostage there. That hostage can spawn in multiple different locations. So we just happen to get the luckiest one for this category. Yeah, we got a pretty unlucky spawn there, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to retry this once. Do a precise jump kick up there, and then we can lag clip through the door. That's actually very similar to a BRC. Get over here. Gave that skip one attempt. We'll do the easier version now. Yeah, we have the hostage, and now we are just gonna finish this room off, and then we have the end room. Then we are on to 4-3, which is our actual first level that we can't get the hostage in story. It's just, it's not fast, and it's not even possible, actually, that we know of so far. Okay, I do want to get this, this purple stud. Alright, and then we are going to go ahead and hit this final button here. The goons can be very annoying, but thankfully we got through that, not too bad. Do a cool little AI manipulation there to make him de-aggro right below the lever so he pulls it from underneath. Very weird skip. And we can do some parkour through this room. And just like that, we are through the first two rooms. Very quick start. Now we're going to do another swap warp, sort of like what we saw in 2-3. This one's a little bit more precise. Use this tractor to help Riddler get across. Thankfully, in these villain levels, it is a lot easier to catch up on studs because there are a lot more lying around that are fast to get. Unfortunate. The scientists are also very annoying to fight. We can do some cool parkour there to skip that room. And now we just have to do this final room where we need to hit 3 buttons and grow 3 flowers. Alright, that's 3 buttons hit. And that is 4-3 done. We will have to revisit that level. This level we have a hostage that we can potentially get in story, but it is RNG as to if you can do it. So we will see if we are able to pull it off. Because of where the hostages spawn, it's kind of random. So we're going to shoot at them through a wall, and if we get lucky enough, we can actually yeah, unfortunately, the hostage spawned in front of the wall there. So, oh, my controller just, the stick just popped off. All right. Unfortunately, we can't get that one. But that's fine. We will come back and free play to get him. Just a little bit of RNG. And then we have a cool little drop and warp. And just like that, he warps through the door. A very broken sort of level we have here. Lots of drop and warps making stuff like this possible. Okay. We're getting Riddler intentionally stuck there to keep him from activating a trigger. If only one player comes through here, their lasers don't open. So now we can just head over and hit this end level trigger. A lot more complicated here. We're going to be doing a super jump cancel. We haven't seen a whole lot of super jumps yet. But, and it's just like that. We cancel our super jump with lag, and we get to move out of bounds to hit that end door right there, sitting behind the infinite invisible wall. Very nice. So this is our first -5 level. So because what I was talking about, where the hostages don't actually save in between files, we are actually able to just, as soon as we get the hostage in this level, we can exit out, so we don't actually have to finish it, which is a cool little time save. Doesn't save a whole bunch, but is very fun. Saves around 30 seconds.
Can I pop in with a quick message?
Yeah, go for it.
Fantastic. We have got $15 from our very own Prince, which is going towards the LEGO Stunt Rally bid war. Going towards Wrench. Prince's message is, Wrench is a mechanic and his favorite food is Wrench. That's very cool. So that means that we now have 15 for Wrench, 15 for Chip, and $20 for Barney. So that one is quite close. Make sure you get those donations in soon, because that is the next run up.
Alright, so this is the room where the hostages in. We're actually going to be doing a pretty cool skip here. So a little known fact, not everyone knows this about LEGO games, but if you reload rooms in these earlier LEGO games, and you reload the room over 15 times usually, certain collision can start to deload. So what we're going to do is we are going to reload this room many times. 3, 4, 5. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow us to walk straight through a door that is normally something that you just have no way to pass. That should be 10. 12. 13. 14. 15. Alright, we'll see if it works. Fortunately not through the wall yet, so we'll do another one. I'm guessing one more should make this work right here. Not quite. But eventually it'll just let us walk straight through that wall. And as soon as we get that hostage, we can just leave the level. So very cool. And then now that we are done with episode 4, we go back into 4-3 free play. Cool little 30-second time save there. Now we can see the benefits of the slam extra right here. Let's just skip straight through the room. We can exit without saving as well. Now we are going to grab the 1 and 4. This one is also very quick grab. All we have to do is just use the Sonic suit. And that is all of the episode 4 hostages. Now on to episode 6. this one, for the most part, we will not be getting them in story. In fact, the only one that we will be getting in story is 6.5. So it's so much faster to get it in 6.5 and not have to play the rest of the level. So we're going to do a lag clip right here. This one is one of the few that is possible in story that we are choosing not to get. And that's just because it's very difficult to do quickly, and it's not even fast. Faster than doing it free play, that is. Because the hostage is right at the start of the level. We're going to do some cool parkour here to skip through this room, and we're going to do a lag clip right at the end. This one can be pretty tricky, but we got it right there. Now we're going to do one more lag clip, and we're going to walk into the level end door. Very nice. Yeah, so this level is exactly what you'd see in a normal story speedrun, more or less. That was almost bad. But we got back. And we hit the end level door. Now we have a 6-2. This is another vehicle level that we have. This is our last flying vehicle level. Still some tricks in it though. We have some 1P2Cs and some drop-in warps in this level. Do some swap tag movement to gain movement through this. Okay, camera pan. Oh, this is not going to work now. Very nice. And backed it up fairly well there. But yeah, you can actually drop and warp straight through that wall. If we time it just right, we can fly into the... Okay, almost got it. Yeah, you can fly into that door as the camera pan is finishing up. Now we have another cool strat. We're going to try to drag this bomb perfectly in between these two things that are going to blow it up. And it's going to move really quick. Unfortunately, did not get it there. So we'll just grab this backup bomb to be safe. Make sure we're shooting everything to try to get it to not detonate on anything. Very nice. Now we are into the final room.
Can I squeeze in another donation?
Go for it.
Fantastic. We have $6 donated from Wrench's grandpa with the message, "I would like to see my boy in LEGO Stunt Rally." Which means Wrench now takes the lead in the LEGO Stunt Rally bid war by a whole $1. So Wrench is now at $1, Barney at $20, Chip at $15, and Lucky still on $0. We've got basically until the end of this run for you to donate and choose that starting character. But yeah, back to you, Hamster.
Alright. So yeah, we are heading through this boss fight. Just gotta shoot these final couple torpedoes. You can shoot the helicopter in the camera pan to get him to instantly aggro on the torpedo tower. And now we just have a little bit of a mini boss fight where we just spam shots at him. Hope we don't die. Almost got him without death, but there we go. And yeah, that is the level 6-2 down, and now we have 6-3 coming up. Another level where we could get the hostage, but we would rather rather just come back and get it in free play. It saves a little bit of time to just not worry about it. We do have some cool jumps coming up here. We can skip this entire first room by doing some lag abuse jumps right here. So we're going to open this door and we're going to swap, and we're going to get Joker up here as well. Very nice. 2 first tries is always good. If we walk tightly around this corner, we can actually skip a camera pan. Kill these goons, and yeah, with some 1p2c here. We can hit that buzzer, and we can do some tag movement to get into this transition with some camera, while the camera pan is still happening. No heart drop there, unfortunately. There we go. Alright. I'm lucky I'll take a death here. Nice. There's a new skip here, but I do not know how to do it. It only saves a little bit of time anyway, so it's fine. Now we just make our way through this final room. We do have a cool skip here, if you've never seen it before. Usually this level is ended by opening these doors and getting into a vehicle, but with lag we can actually get in the vehicle through that door, skipping the entire room, and taking us to the end of the level. Very cool right there. Okay, we have a lag clip coming up here to get out of bounds, and this is going to let us take a much more direct line to the next part of the room. Can be a little finicky sometimes. There we go. So we kill these goons. We are going to make our way through this part. Nice, we got an up warp on the ladder. I am going to be grabbing some of these purple studs. A pretty low heart count, but that's actually ideal. We're going to try to take a death here at a precise time to over... Oh my gosh, that's not what I wanted. It's actually not great at all. And we're going to try to take a death to these guys as these motorcycles are coming in. Not too bad. These motorcycles are going to give us way faster movement. Unfortunately, we lost it there because we took a... You only have 1 heart, so you have to be pretty quick to get that to work. But if you get to take the motorcycle to the end of the room, it's a lot faster. Now we have a double truck skip coming up here. Very cool skip. Starts with a lag clip right here to get out of bounds. And we're going to call in, we're going to drop in Killer Moth on the other side of the wall. We're going to get some movement over here. And by getting in these trucks before they get set in place, you can actually drive them as a movable vehicle just because of how the game works. they're considered drivable vehicles until they're set in place. So we can actually get in them. That counts them as destroyed, and then we can use the trucks to break the third truck. So very cool skip right there. If you miss that skip, it's actually a soft lock. So it is good that I got it first try there. And now we have 6-5. This is another level that we can just exit out of as soon as we are finished. Grabbing the hostage. So we only have to play the first room and a half. We're going to do some parkour here up on this windowsill. Not the easiest. I don't know why I'm messing it up though. It's not too bad. Do a well-spaced jump. Break this ladder for Joker to get up. Alright, nice little backup there. The hostage is actually directly above us right now. So, we're going to have to do some parkour to get up there. Alright, that's another hostage right there. And now we are just going to go back through and clean up some of these hostage splits. So we're going to start with 6-4. And this is where we really see the time save of SSJs. We can just glide straight up over here. And now 6-3. Alright. Now, just 6-1 left for episode 6, and we just have one episode left. Alright. Now just to episode 5. We can get all of these hostages in story, and we will do that. Oh. We're gonna grab these purples, or this purple stud right here. Alright. Now we have a 5-1. This is a pretty simple level. It's going to be pretty similar to Story, if you've ever seen a Story speedrun of this level. Just a lot of 1P2C and a lot of E-gliding. This starting part, at least. Kill these goons. Now we're going to try to shoot this hostage through the window. might actually not be able to get this one right now, unfortunately. We're going to have to come back for that one in free play. That can rarely happen. There is a backup to be able to get it, but it's not the easiest. So we're just going to worry about grabbing that one in free play. Yeah, so this room is another example of just how much E-glides save. We can just E-glide through this whole room with Penguin instead of Batman, and skip many, many puzzles that this game would usually have for us. Alright. We have another cool skip here. This is another swap warp. We're going to reload this room. If you do it correctly, it actually despawns the enemies, which it did there, which makes this end part a lot quicker. So very cool. Unfortunately, we're going to have to come back for that free play. Thankfully, none of the other hostages give us any problem, so we are going to go ahead and grab that free play right now. Actually, I guess I'm just gonna play this one first because I forgot to exit to Batcave, or exit to Arkham. So we're gonna do some cool parkour here. And then, yeah, this is very much a parkour level. This first room we're gonna play with Catwoman only. Some difficult jumps. Use some lag to get up that ledge. And now we're going to do a well-spaced jump to get over this fence. Now, these are some more levers that usually you'd need 2 players to pull, but if we're very precise about it, do it with 1 person. Very nice. And we're going to do museum skip here. By doing some E-glides, you can actually skip landing on the ground in the first place. Oh. Put the penguin too far down there. We're also doing another glitch where we're able to put a penguin through the wall, penguin minion. And actually skip another puzzle there, so two skips inside the museum there. Gonna go back to Arkham here. We're gonna grab this 1 hostage that we need. And then just really 2.5 levels to go. So now 5-3. This is my personal least favorite level. Very difficult, but a lot of fun. If you do it well. You can see even the ships get the cosmetic disguises. So I come back and we're gonna smuggle an extra torpedo into this room. While this goo is receding, we are going to come back and grab some more torpedoes, because it's actually faster to just grab them from this room than it is to get them from the room that you're supposed to. Now that we have 3 more torpedoes, we can wait for this goo to pass. Once it does, we can drive through. We're actually going to do a cool little skip here where in the camera pan we can try to shoot a torpedo. Unfortunately we got pulled into the goo by the camera. Sometimes you can shoot a torpedo through the rocks into Wait, okay. That one did not want to hit. It was fine. So we'll go ahead and do this one. That's also not good. Let's see if this works. We'll have to take a hit here. There we go. Unfortunately, the sub died, probably by going into some goo. So we're gonna have to come back and grab some torpedoes. I'm only at 1 heart, so I'm playing it extra safe there. Torpedo's still blanked, which is great. That's why I do not like this level. I'm gonna give this one more try, you know, 3rd try's the charm. Alright, not the end of the world, not great, but just gonna finish this level off here by guiding that torpedo into the boat, blowing it up, and 2 more levels left. First, we have a pretty precise E-glide here to get out of bounds. Very nice, first try. Now we're going to glide over here to this bonus room, get the hostage, and then we're going to see a little bit different of a skip. What we're going to do is we're going to do a spaced jump kick. Oops. Very nice. And that's going to allow us to parkour through this room. here. And we're gonna get We're gonna get Penguin over to the other side. Penguin gets some nice damage boost with the umbrella he has that lets him glide. So we're gonna warp him, and now we are gonna do some cool skips over here. Oops. Do a pixel jump to get over to this side. Skip a camera fan by reloading the room, and now we head into the second to last room right here. We're gonna do a lag jump kick to skip up to this top level. Saves a little bit of time. And we're just gonna push this bomb over to end the level. Freeing Catwoman. Alright, just one more hostage left to get. We don't have to play this whole level. Ah, okay, that's annoying. I wasn't getting my double jump for some reason. That's all of the hostages in the game. And now all we have to do is we have to go and buy Hush, so time is coming up. Time will come as soon as I buy Hush. Alright, and time.
GG's.
Alright, not too bad. Pretty fun run there. Got all of the hostages. Got to see some cool strats you wouldn't usually see in story. But yeah, that's all I have for today.
Fantastic. Any shout